Hey girlfriend, I am Sis on Space. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I'm talking about a cautionary tale of a video I saw on TikTok, and I might not be able to play the full video, and it's a really creepy story. I'll play for copyright reasons. I don't know, I'll try and play a major part of the video.
So this is a true story, friend of a friend kind of thing. There was a young girl. She lived in New York City, and she was on a dating app and matched with this, young guy. He seemed like a really great person. He had his stuff together, good job, lived local to the area. They talked for a few weeks. Everything was going really great. No red flags, all of that good stuff. He decides to ask her out one night, and they end up going to, she agrees, they end up going to this really nice restaurant. He pays, he's a gentleman, he's nice to wait staff. They wrap up the night, and they both go to their respective homes. And after she gets settled at her apartment, she gets a text from him saying that he lost his key, and he's trying to get a hold of his roommate. His roommate isn't home, but his roommate is also not answering. So he's kind of like stuck outside of his apartment. Just sort of like telling her that, and she just kind of figures, all right, I'll invite you over. So, maybe give him a little bit of time to figure out what's going on, either find his key or get in contact with his roommate. So he comes over to her apartment and they have, a really nice chat. They sit on the couch. Finally, she decides that she's going to go to bed. She doesn't know why, but she goes into her own bedroom, which has a door, and she ends up locking it. And it's just one of those things that she felt like she needed to do, which I totally get. New people in your space. Sometimes it's nice to just be extra cautious. So she goes to her bedroom, she locks the door, and he's sleeping on the couch. Around 3 a.m, she wakes up to a knocking on her door. It's her date. And he asks her if she has a cell phone charger because his cell phone is dead and he needs to charge it. This is the part where it gets really crazy. So she tells him that she has one and it's on the kitchen counter. And she just tells him this through the door. She doesn't get up. She doesn't unlock the door. She doesn't go and find it for him. And I'm thinking to myself, if this was me, I would totally get up and grab it for the person and give it to them and then be like, all right, anything else? Good night. Good for you, girl, for having the instinct to connect with the police. The police show up to the apartment. They knock on the door. She hears some commotion going on. And then she gets a knock on her bedroom door. Because mind you, she hasn't come out this entire time. And it's a police officer. And he said, we've cleared the apartment. We have him in custody. We really need you to come out of your room so you can take a look at your apartment. She opens the door and walks out. And she sees that her entire living room is plasticked. And there is a set of power tools sitting on the floor. This girl, because of her instinct to not open the door to a weird request for a phone charger in the middle of the night, saved her.
So this young lady is explaining about a girl in New York City who is on a dating app, met this guy on a dating app who looks like he has his life together. He has a job, a very good job, stays clothes, all of that. He ticked all of her boxes and they matched. They talked for a while and decided to meet up, so it was a blind date. But before I get into this, I don't know why people take this dating app thing seriously. Honestly, I've never met anyone through a dating app, and I don't think it's not something I'm really interested in because I don't know this person. I don't know. I feel it's safe to meet people through other people. I feel like that's the safest thing, to meet people through your friends or through your family members. To me, if you ask me for my opinion, that's one of the safest way to meet people. Because if you've known this friend or your family long enough, definitely they have already vetted these people that they're around. So you don't have to, you already have basic information about them even before you get into any kind of relationship or talking stage with them. But meeting them through social media like Instagram, TikTok, Bumble, Seeking, all those apps, fine, it works for some people. It really does. And I'm happy for them, but it doesn't work for everybody, sorry. So let me go more into the details of what the girl said. Now, when they all decided to go to their separate home, the girl went to a house, the guy went to his house. Then the guy called the girl to tell her that his roommate isn't around, and he lost his keys, his keys to his apartment. So he's asking the girl to allow him stay at her place for a while until the roommate comes back. The kind young lady, being a very kind person, because unfortunately for me, I would say no. For me, knowing someone just one time, I would definitely say no. I don't even allow my friends to sleep at my place. Unless they are friends I've known for a long time. And I know them, like, I know their family, I know where they live. Like, I know them really, really well. We've been friends for years. Friends that I met through, like, at a party or, like, through work or something like that. I don't take it seriously, okay? I'm not going to let you sleep at my house if we don't have that deep bond. So I'm sure this young lady is very kind because she said yes. Because I would be like, call your other friends. I'm not allowing you to come to my house. And she allowed him to come to her house and stay, like, gave him a place in the hall, whatever, to sleep in or to stay. And she went into her room to sleep. Guys, first of all, be careful of the people you allow into your space. As a woman, especially if you live alone, be careful of people you allow into your space energetically, physically, figuratively, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Because this young lady was risking her life allowing a stranger into her house. Even if it wasn't something which was life and death, she could have stolen stuff from her house. What if you woke up and everything in your house was stolen? Like, he robbed you. How about because you left this guy in the hall or whatever and went into your room? What if he took your TV, like your couches, everything? He just looted everything out of the room. That you don't know this guy, and he deletes his dating app account. That would be like, I mean, I felt like she did a risky thing, because people would play some games to get into your circle or into your space just to spy you, know where you stay, know what you think, know how you feel, just to know your temperature in life. People just walk into your personal space, or they play games into your personal space just to feel the temperature of where you are in life and know how to treat you or what to take, or even if they can take something, or if they can figure out something about you. Because this young guy had no good intention coming to this young lady's house. Tell me why this young lady said while she was in her room, luckily she locked her door. That was a good thing. She locked her door. And the guy came to knock on her door and told her, can I get a phone charger? Because my phone is running low. My battery is running low. And she said, okay, I have one on the fridge, on the top of the fridge. Excuse me. I have one on top of the fridge, so you can use it. And he said, thank you, and left. A few minutes later, he came back knocking again and was like, it's not charging. Can you give me the one in your room? Honey, why do you want me to get up and open you? I'm sure that's what the young lady thought, because I would have that same thoughts running in my head. Why do you want me to come out so bad? I don't know you, sir. And thanks to intuition, women, I keep talking about intuition, your instincts, like that blessing that God gave us. Thank you, God, for intuition. It's a blessing. God doesn't give things for nothing, okay? Anything that happens, anything gives to you, it has a reason. Even if you don't know why it's there, it's going to be of good use later. Just let it be. This young lady, kudos to her for listening to her intuition, because that saved her life. And that's why I talk about intuition in all of my videos. The people you allow in your space, the friends you make, vet them, let your intuition do it, because your intuition doesn't lie. If this young lady had listened to her mind and be like, oh, I'm a good person, I'm gonna be a good person to him, I'm just going to open my door, like what's da da da, some people would have opened the door and gave him the charger. She didn't. She did a great job not doing that, because she said she felt that something wasn't right. So she called the police immediately, right then and there. And that was a good thing. She called the police that there was this man in the house and blah, blah. And the police came in. And when the police finished arresting the guy because he had plastered her house with tools to dissect her. Literally, to take her out of here. And the police came knocking on the door, was like, Mom, it's the police, you can come out now. He's under our custody, he's arrested. Come out now and come and see what he did in your hall. And when she came out, the whole place was plastered. He had tools, everything ready to take her out. So this young man came with a purpose. He came with one intention only, to hurt her, to harm her. If she hadn't listened to intuition, we wouldn't have heard good news. It would have been horrible, terrible, a horror movie. And she lived alone. Who was going to hear her and help her? Who? It's not like she had a roommate who's going to come out and call the police or try and save her or something. The people you allow in your space, the people you allow in your houses, don't even give your address to people just like that, especially people you meet on a date. Like, it's insane how you meet someone and then just bring them to your house like they're your family members. Who taught us that? Like, who taught us to just invite people we meet for the first time through wherever social media and just bring them home? It works for some people. They meet people on social media and it works, okay. But not everyone is fortunate. And it would be painful if this girl didn't listen to intuition, trusted this guy and opened up to him. That would have been insane. What would have happened? So that is to say, be careful of the people you invite into your space. If you feel any ick about people when they are around you, or when you're around them, or when they're trying to get to you and you feel any ick, darling, keep that door locked. And the door is not just, I'm not talking about your real door, but the door to your space. Okay? The door to your personal space, keep it locked until you vetted them enough to feel comfortable to allow them into your space. And this happens to a lot of people, even in my country, where I come from, in Africa. It happens to people where they meet people for the first time at parties and then they bring them home. And the next day, fine, they are fortunate, they are able to get back home, they wake up alive. But then they get home and then that's it. Something unfortunately happens to them. I know of story of a girl who met this guy. Even came on TV in my country, like on our TV. She met the guy picked her up on the street randomly. Like, why would you allow someone to pick you up on the street randomly and take you to his house just because he said he liked you, blah blah blah, and he looked like he was rich? This young lady allowed the man to take her to his house, XCX with her. Okay, they had intercourse, and fine, she came back home, and like, if you don't want to hear this, just close your ears. But worms were coming out of her private place. Worms, like, it was rotten. And they had to take her to the hospital, to places, like a lot of stuff. So be careful of the people you allow into your body, into your house, into your space, into every aspect of your life. Because not everyone has good intention as you do. Yes, you might not harm people, but not everybody thinks like you. Some people are effed up in the head. Some people live in a different world. They don't live in this world that we live in. They are in their own space and they do certain things for their own personal reasons. Some even come because they were sent by other people, someone else who doesn't like you, but they wouldn't come straight to you to do that to you because they don't want to hold that guilt of them seeing themselves do that to you. So they will send someone else to come and do their dirty work. And they might give that person all the information about you. Oh, she likes this, she likes that, do this, and you get her, blah, blah, blah. And this new person comes and they do one or two things, and here we are. I mean, it could happen to me. Okay, I'm not holier than thou. It could happen to me. What happened to this young girl could happen to anybody. You know, and that would be because we talk too much to let people know how to get us. Oh, she's on a dating app. Well, swipe onto her. Tell her you have this and that. And then show up at her house with this kind of story. She's very kind. Oh, she's very sympathetic. She will allow you to, like, you know. And of course, most of us are sympathetic. We allow people in our space easily. I'm a very sweet girl. But I've learned to add a little bit of salt and some vinegar to the sugar. Because it can't always be sweet all the time. Because when it's sweet, it invites ants. It invites insects. Like, it invites so many crazy. If something is too sweet, ants and, you know, other creepy stuff come around it. Okay? And when it's too salty too, I mean, when it's too salty, nobody wants it that much. Because too much salt makes it taste bad. You need to get the balance. You need to vet people. Don't be all sweet and like, oh, there is nothing in this world. Everything is all good. Yeah, everything is all good. Everything could be all good if you are connected to your intuition and you know where to put everybody at. You know the people that you bring closer to your heart and you know the people not to. Because this young lady's case, when I heard the story, I listened to it like over and over and over and over. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, what would I have done in this situation? What would I have done? What if this happened to a friend of mine? What if this had happened to my cousin? What if this had happened to my auntie? What if this had even happened to my mom? And that, I'm not even going to fetch a story far from here. My dad, there's something similar happened to my dad. Like I said, I'm a very sympathetic person because I got that from my parents. Okay, my dad was robbed 2 years ago because he met this guy on the streets. He was on a phone call with my mom and he was like walking, right? And he was on a phone call with my mom, talking to her, blah blah. And a young man came up to him. So my mom was on the call, so my mom was a witness to that. And the young man was like, oh, I'm looking for this social house where if you don't have a place to stay, you go there to stay. And my dad was like, where is that? And the guy showed his phone, the direction to my dad. And my dad was like, okay, let's put this in Google and find out where it is. So the guy did. He put it on Google and my dad followed him. And so he had to hang up on my mom like, So my mom was like, my dad told her he's going to call her back. And she warned him, don't take him to your house. I know you. My dad was like, oh, I'm not going to take him to my house. But we all know my dad. My dad is too kind. So my dad walked with the guy to the place. And the place was closed up because it was a Sunday. So my dad was like, okay, then you can live at my place. You can stay at my place for tonight. And tomorrow, Monday, they open so you can go and check the place. And the young man was like, oh, thank you very much, blah, blah. My dad brought this young man he doesn't know from the street, put him in the hall, gave him, because we have extra mattresses in the house. I wasn't at my dad's place at that time. Okay, I was a little bit far away from home at the time. Gave the guy a mattress to sleep in the hall. My dad went into his room to sleep. The other rooms, luckily, there were other family members sleeping in other rooms. They were men. They were both two men sleeping in two separate rooms. So my dad went to bed. And then since my dad goes to work early in the morning, he woke up the guy. It's like, hey, I can't leave you in my house, so let's go. You have to get out and I'll lock my door. I'm locking my door. I'm going to work. So the young guy also got up, took his bag. My dad didn't check anything, okay, because he was in a rush to go to work. Left the guy, locked his door, left the guy outside. I was like, good luck, and left. Tell me why when he came back from work, it clicked in his mind that he should look for some of his expensive jewelry, like his watch. He bought a watch which is very expensive for himself as a present. The guy took the watch. And not only that, the guy sneaked up on the guys the other family members who were sleeping in their room, took their phones. One guy had two phones, so he took one of the phone, took another guy's laptop, took my dad's watch, took his wallet, which had money, and kept it in his bag. So the next morning when my dad woke him up, he already had the stuffs. Imagine that. And I was so my dad told the story to my mom. Mom was like, imagine if he was sent to harm you. Everybody was sleeping. What if he sneaked up in your room and did something harmful to you? I have a very kind family. My mom also used to be like that, but she learned her lesson from what some other family members came to. And this was family. They came to a house to also rob us, and they were family. That was my uncle. He came to a house to steal my mom's new phone and denied he took the phone. Tell me why, when you left, the phone wasn't in the house, and you're denying that you took the phone. My mom was like, I'm not doing that kind of charity work anymore. If y'all need a place to stay, go to a hotel. So that is to say, just take other people's story as an advice, as a cautionary tale with yourself. I have learned my own lesson with allowing people into my house. I don't allow people into my house unless I have a business with them, and even that we can do that outside. If I don't know you, it will be hard for me to let you into my space, and that's not because I'm antisocial. It's because I know what I know what I know, and I know what I've experienced, and I know what I've heard, and I know what I've seen. So I'm more careful than someone who doesn't have any idea. So if my intuition is telling me no, I'm not going to go against it, sir. No, I'm not going to go against it for the sake of being kind. I won't let kindness kill me. I'm not going to allow kindness to take me out of here. I'm going to be kind if the God in me tells me to do so. If the God in me is warning me not to, I'm sorry. I'm not going to. So with all this being said, if you're a man also and you like to take random girls to your house, this is an advice to you to take it easy, okay? Some women have spirits and stuff in them that sometimes with a sense for people specifically, they come specifically for you. So be careful of who you allow, who you sleep with, who you allow into your home, who you pick up at the clubs and all of that. It's cough season, or coughing season, whatever you Americans say. In American type, there's like, it's coughing season. I mean, Europe here, we don't do that. We don't say that. Where when the weather is cold or something like that, everybody wants to be in bed with someone. You might end up being in bed with the wrong person. You might end up sleeping too much. They might put you to an internal sleep. So it's coughing season, but who are you going to cough with? That is the whole point. The person you're going to cough with matters so much because they might put you to sleep forever. So don't follow coughing season. Oh, let me go on dating app and find someone to cough with, to find someone to be with. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong about what the cough season or coughing season means, because we Europeans, I don't think we really understand what coughing season. We think we assume it's when it's winter time and you guys want to be with people because it's cold. You guys want to be in a relationship because it's cold, and then when it's summertime, you guys are outside. So don't do coughing season and go and cough forever. Don't sleep forever. Because so are these men. Some of them don't even have a place to stay. They come into your house one time and now they don't want to leave. And then they're stuck on you. They don't want to leave. They won't marry you either. They're not helping you either. All because you allow your door open one time. And that's it. Just because you allowed the door to your heart open one time, and you have this burden on you. Even if it's not KILLINU, they could be a burden on you. They could come into your house and then keep on finding stories. Then later, once they find out, oh, I've been able to sleep here like a couple of days, let me find another story to move in here finally. And they'll come to your house, you thinking they have a job and all of that. They could like, oh, I just lost my job, blah 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 blah, and they end up being on your couch. And still having intimacy with you, not paying nothing, just being on your couch because you open your door one time. Don't be opening your doors for people. Some people come into your house. Some people be like, oh, invite me to your house. Like, where do you live? Invite me. They come to your house and then they come and measure the things in your house, the kind of TV you have, the kind of bed you sleep on. Because you know your house, your home is your sanctuary. Your home is your sanctuary. Where you sleep, where you rest at night, it's your sanctuary. When people walk into your home, they can determine who you are. They can even know your state of mind. They can check your temperature, like your spiritual temperature, your emotional temperature, your physical temperature, with how you design your house, how you've decorated your space, your room. just walking into your house, they get to know everything you have in your home, everything you bought in your house, the kind of items you use, whether it's dirty or clean, whether it's organized or disorganized. People come into your house. Some people come into your house just to know who you are. Because once you walk in someone's house, you can literally tell who they are. If they have time for themselves or not, you can tell by the way things are laying around. And some will come just to come and compare themselves to you. Now they'll start envying you because probably they come to your house looks nice, everything organized, everything clean and neat. And now they just hate you because your house looks nice. And they'll start planning things against you to bring you down. You invite your co-workers to your house, and then now they start telling stuff to your boss to hate you, so you lose that job, because that job is the reason why you have this beautiful house and it's all decorated with beautiful items. And now they just hate you, and then they start acting weird towards you because you allow them into your space. What do you expect? You allow them into your space. Now they know everything in your room, they know everything about your house, so they know who you are and they know how much you invest in your home, and they know the job is the reason why you have all that you have. So they're going to sabotage you from where you eat from, where you get your bread from. So now you just sell the stuff in your room or something. People can just plot anything crazy. You might not take it serious and like, oh, why would people go to that extent? If you know the kind of spirit that lives in people, some human beings, if you know the kind of spirit that lives in some human beings because of how much they've gone deeper into like the dark side of, how like they don't really open up to the light in the world and they're just all darkness, so their soul is just corrupt and they'll do anything just to make other people unhappy as they are, you would be careful. And those people look for people who have light in them, so they dim their light because they don't have that sunshine, they don't have that light in them. So when you have that light in you, they might be attracted, because they are darkness, they might be attracted to the light only to come in there to overpower the light. So be careful who you allow in your life. You are living here happy, posting on social media about your house, about this, about that, and someone will just sit somewhere and plot, come into your life just to ruin it. It happens. People meet people on social media not because they'll come in your DM thinking they like you, they're going to date with you because they want to date you. They come because they see you are living a happy life. You have your friends, you have your life, you have your job, you have a beautiful place you live in, and they're just coming in to ruin your life. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? Be prayed up, guys. Be prayed up. Pray to God all the time for protection and for good people into your circle. Always pray to God about. Don't forget to pray. Always remember to pray. Always pray. Always pray to God for protection, for discernment, for good people, for fortune, for good fortune. So you always run into the right people who are going to take you further in life, and not people who are going to pull you back or destroy you or bring you down. And after that, tell God to speak to you. Tell God, make your voice clearer to me in all situations, every time. In my social, in my whatever situation. Especially when you're in social settings. Ask God for that. He said you should ask and He will give you. Ask Him to open up your ears, to open up that intuitive path so you can know and feel and hear Him. So your life will be safe, because God can't come in front of you and tell you, hey, run from Him. He will have to talk to your spirit. He will have to talk to your soul. That's the only way God can save your life. Because there is no way He will come. He has a lot of stuff to do. There's no way He's going to come in front of you. Or Angel Michael and Angel Gabriel can come and stand in front of you. You even be freaked out, right? And tell you, hey, run from this guy. You have to talk to you through your soul, through your spirit. And it's your job at that point to quiet your mind. That's why people do meditation. Quiet your mind and listen to your soul. And if you want to grow your soul, like you want to grow your intuition, learn how to be quiet. Learn how to meditate. Learn how to be in a state of mind when everything is just passing by. All the thoughts are just passing by. You don't attach to any of them. You just view your thoughts from a third person perspective. You just view it like you're a third person looking into your mind. And just watch all of them pass. No, don't judge it. Don't try to judge like, oh, this did not happen. What is it about? And try to judge yourself and then stopping the meditation and judging and analyzing, and no, let it pass. See the thought, recognize it, and breathe. Let it go. Let it go. If it makes you cry, cry. Whatever makes you feel. But don't be attached to it. That's how you grow your intuition. Okay, I'll go further in that on another topic. But this is just a cautionary tale I have for my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bed. I've been working this week. My vacations are over, so I'll be doing lots of voiceovers because I'm literally in my night where I'm about to sleep. No lights. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for listening, and don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend or family or foe who needs to hear this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Besitos. Adios. Bye.